Mr. Tebbs, that's me, kicks a ninja off a 50-meter tall building with a horizontal velocity of 20 meters per second. The first thing we need to do with a problem like this is draw the scenario and list what we know. So here's our scenario over here. I've got my 50-meter tall building. So let's label that. This is 50 meters tall. And I kick the ninja with a horizontal velocity of 20 meters per second. Okay. We've listed that in our diagram. Now let's write out all the variables that we know. So we have to break this into x and y components. So let's make two sides. Here's our x component, here's our y component. Remember, projectile motion and kinematics problems have 5 variables. We've got distance, time, acceleration, initial velocity, final velocity. What do we know already? We know our velocity in the x direction is 20 meters per second. And since there's no wind resistance, that's not going to change at all. There's no other force acting on the ninja in the x direction. So the final velocity in the x direction will also be 20 meters per second. The acceleration in the x direction is 0. After I kick him, there's no other forces acting on him to accelerate him. So acceleration in the x direction is 0. Time, we don't know what time is yet. And we don't know what our distance is going to end up being. What do we know about the y component of the problem? Well, we know we start off at a 50-meter tall building, so our distance is going to be 50 meters. We still don't know time. Our acceleration in the y direction is going to be the acceleration due to gravity. So that's going to be negative 9.8 meters per second squared. Our initial velocity in the y direction, if you drop something, it starts from 0. So our initial velocity is 0. And we don't know what our final velocity is yet. So we've got some blank spots. But the only blank spot that the x component and the y component share is time. So now I have a problem for you, and I want you to get as far as I've gotten. So label your diagram, fill out an x component, y component chart, and once you're done, we'll keep going.